You know,
You know what?
even though I know you had the 4 day break and everything else, but you never saw it as, damn, what am I doing drinking at 7 in the morning?
No, you know why? Because I had someone there with me, right? I had CJ getting off night shift,
Right.
and he might have thought it was weird, but it's like then you got someone to drink with. You're going to sleep later. If I got
Yeah.
to work tonight, then my drinking time is 7 to 9. I'm going back to bed.
Right.
So I never slowed down enough to think that it was a problem. I never had anyone around me that picked, that was like, "Hey, Matt, I think you're drinking a lot," because everyone around us
Right.
was
Everybody
drinking.
was drinking. Absolutely.
And it was, I remember that one time I was like, I was like, I need to cut down on my drinking, and there was a party in the other dorm, and I showed up with a 6-pack of O'Doul's, right? Because I was like, I'm still going to go to the party, but I'm not going to drink. So I'll bring some O'Doul's and everything will be okay. And people were looking at me like, Matt, what are you doing? And I was like, no, it's cool. It's cool. I'm not drinking in that. I'm drinking O'Doul's,
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was one night and it was over. It was just back to the norm. So I never had any health issues. I never had any work issues. I never had anything flare up from my drinking, right? No DUI, no jail. I mean, I was bobbing and weaving, but I was getting by. And as long as I was getting by and there was no red flags, to me, it wasn't a problem. It was just part of my lifestyle.
So was there anything besides drinking that you were also doing, like when you go on leave? So, sometimes one of my biggest fears was when I would go back home, you surround yourself back with your friends that are doing the wrong. You know what I'm saying? And in the military, you always, like when my boys wanted to smoke weed, I'd be like, hey, can you stand over there? Because I can't afford for that to happen. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever encounter anything like that when you would go on leave or anything?
I think I smoked weed every time I went on leave. I can't. I mean, I can't remember. But the most important one was when I got back from Diego. I was deployed for 90 days, so we left on like September 20th, right? Like 10 days later, 9 days later. 90 days overseas, and then we came home. So you could either have Christmas off or New Year's off, right? Coming back from that deployment. So I worked Christmas and then I took leave over New Year's. And I went back to Vegas, and it's you got deployed, you're drinking with your friends. It's all the same friends that are just doing their thing. And yeah, I smoked weed with my buddies, not thinking anything of it, just thinking, oh shit, I'll have to behave for 30 days when I get back, or I'll have to drink gelatin or whatever the whatever the cure for the day was to get the shit out of your system. So, so yeah, so I went home and smoked weed with my boys, like it was back any other time.
Yeah.
And then got back to Travis, and we went out. I think I was back for 2 or 3 days, and I went out to a bar that night and got wasted and went home with a female, and ended up passing out in someone else's room in the dorms. And yeah, and that was the beginning of the end.
Yeah, it was. Because Mike, this is the part that got me upset, because me and Matt, we always made sure we looked out for one another, especially when you knew you had to work the next day. And that was one of my big rules and I used to always tell Matt, I said, dude, you never go out when you have to work a day shift the next day. The reason why you don't do that is because management is there. You know what I'm saying? Especially that I know how Matt likes to party, drink, and everything else. I always said, don't do it, bro. Leave it for another time. Leave it for another time. What he told me, no, Izzy, I got it. I'm good. I got it. I'm good. So I said, okay. This is the part that pissed me off, because I was night shift. He was my relief. He was supposed to relieve me from shift. We're supposed to be there by 6:45. You do your 15-minute brief changeover, and then at 7 you bounce. right? 6:30 comes, no Matt. Here comes the rest of his team. They're coming in. 6:45 comes, no Matt. 6:50 comes, no Matt. And of course, because they know that I hang out with Matt a lot, they say, yo, Devalia, where's Matt? And I was like, I mean, I knew where he was, but I was like, I don't know. So calling him, no answer. Calling him, no answer. So the senior controller tells me, she goes, Devalia, go get him. So I get up, I leave, and the first, because I knew he went out with 2 girls. So the first one, I went to her room. I said, yo, where the fuck is Matt? Oh, I don't know. You know, I'm trying to get ready for work, this and this and that. And I, you know, that kind of pissed me off because I was like, you're supposed to be looking out for each other. So I was like, where's the other dorm room? So they tell me where the other dorm room's at. And I knock on the door and I hear little pity patty of little feet running. And I'm like, this motherfucker just woke up right now.